On today's episode of Watch JR Go, we are back in the garage at my house, and we have here an overnight package from New Hampshire, right? New Jersey, not New Hampshire. But it's supposed to be my R8 ECUs, so let's open it up and see if we can make this thing run. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch JR Go, and today I am here with my 2008 Audi R8, the gated manual Hefner twin turbo car. And in the last episode, we ripped the ECUs off because one of them had been bricked and shipped them off to New Jersey to get tuned. They had to be bench flashed because they were locked up, and only one of them would talk to the autel or talk in general, so it was doing the same thing that A6 was doing. You turn it on, the fan would go to full speed, which means it can't communicate with its ECUs. So hopefully we're gonna open these up, put them in the car, hook the battery back up, and find out that everything is good again because they've been bench tuned. And then we can go out and drive it and data log it and make a real tune for the car. So I just made a run to Ace Hardware where I picked up some M5 by 0.8 and some, here we have M6 by 1 screws. And these are going to replace those screws that we had to cut out of the car. Of course, you have to slot the old ones because they're Loctited in and they have a break-off head because Audi does not want you to ever remove the ECUs. Well, we solved that problem. We got them out, and now I have to do a little bit of finishing work, getting them out, cleaning up all the mounts, and putting in our brand new screws. I'm very excited about the brand new screws though. I think this will be way, way better, and you'll be able to maintenance it if you need to in the future. So I wanted to cut these open on video. I wrote all over them. They all say like, Watch JR Go passenger, Watch JR Go driver. I've written on them 1,000 times. Okay, there we go, not bad. JR Go driver, driver go, driver, JR Go. I wrote it on every single side in case anything changed. So there's one. Today, I might be able to drive this car. Cool. Passenger ECU, go. JR Go passenger, JR Go passenger. Every side I could ride on. We got them back. I was so worried, like that sinking feeling in your gut that these were never coming back because only the dealer can actually replace them. They have to be coded into the car with factory programming that's incredibly hard, and it would have been like $4,000 to have the dealer rebuild these things with new ECUs. And then I'd still be starting over because I'd still have no tune for the turbos. So this has a base tune on it now. Let's get them in the car. We're now 20 minutes in to finish removing the screws from the ECU brackets. And it's taking a massively long time because I can only turn it, obviously, with the vice grips this much. And then it's just hit after hit after hit, and the other one is even worse because there's still a screw head in there, and we don't have any tools over here to cut the screw head off. The vice grips are down as tight as they'll go because obviously it's gotta be crazy tight. At least I have something to grip. I thought I was gonna break the entire screw off with the vice grips for a minute there, or wear it off. It's almost out. Before we get too far into putting the ECUs back in the R8, I need to take a second to tell you about the sponsor of today's video. Bespoke. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club delivering awesome boxes of top shelf goods from under the radar brands for every part of your life. You can skip a month at any time, or if you don't like what you get in a box, you can swap it out or exchange it hassle-free at any time. And the box lineup changes every month. Once you click my link in the description below, you can scroll to the bottom of the Bespoke website where you can take a short quiz that will allow them to tailor your boxes to your interests. Who would have thought a disabled Audi R8 is the perfect place to open up my Bespoke Post shipment for the month. So here I have the Trail and Relax boxes, and I'm gonna open this one with you guys right now. Here we have a shave kit with a straight razor. That is very cool. We've got some shaving cream, face scrub, aftershave balm. And in this box, we have a Sheffield ammo case. We got a book, Surviving the Great Outdoors, a paracord bracelet for a little survival action right there. I've always wanted one of these, a wire saw. If you get trapped, you could, you know, cut some tree limbs down, start a fire. That is a pretty cool setup for outdoors right there. So if you want to check out one of these cool boxes, sign up for Bespoke today. Hit my link in the description below and use promo code JRGO20 for 20% off your first order. Again, thank you to Bespoke for sponsoring today's video and for continuing to support automotive creators like me. Now, back to the R8. All right, the hard part is done. I've got all the screws extracted out of the brackets for the ECUs. These are actually really dumb. All they do is lock the connector onto the ECU. The ECUs don't need these, but I wanted it to be completely factory, so that is why we're putting those back. There's actually just those clips that hold them on. That's really all that matters, but you know what? We're in here, and I took the time to recover all this stuff, so let's put it all back and make it a serviceable item now. This should just be flipping these two over and sliding the connector in. Cam locks. There's one. Okay, one down. Let's lock this thing in. And that's it, one down. It only took a few minutes. Now to start over on the passenger side, ECU, clamshell, all new screws, and bolt all the blind bolts back down. And after a lot of neck-breaking work, that is two. Both ECUs are bolted in and hooked back up. Now, it's time to hook the battery back up and turn the key for the first time in like 3 months or something like that. And I truly hope this thing starts up. If we hear the fan, the cooling fan flip on, we're already dead in the water. Also, check out this awesome battery tester I got from a garage sale the other day for $1. So, this is an old Napa battery tester, which is pretty sweet. Let's see. That worked out. We got the negative on there, and you just touch the positive to the battery and you get the battery voltage, which is really cool. And if you push down on this, it has two sets of wires and it switches circuits and it loads the battery. So if this connects, it turns on a load cell and tells you if the battery is good, which is super cool. I just put it in here because I wanted to play with it. All the engine bay trim still needs to go on, but first, typical supercar, doors always squeak. Let's see if she starts. Lots of clicking. And no cooling fan. I think it's gonna work. Yes! Woo! It has been a long time since that worked. This car is angry. All the lights are back on from how long it's been sitting. Get my seat position back. That's about right. Yes! I know the hatch is open, sorry about the beeping. I should probably shut it down and put all the plastic back and then go drive. But it really doesn't matter, maybe I should just go drive. Fine, I'll put the plastic back. Let's go! I got all the covers back in. There's one thing I do want to see, the lights were unhooked previously. The engine bay is supposed to light up. Huh. Well, those lights are still not coming on. I wonder if that needs to be opened. All right, let's try it again, see if they come on. Huh. I don't understand why they don't work. The engine bay lighting is an option, and I want the options to work. But let's go drive this thing. Just check the oil. Everything looks good. Start it up again. Aired up the tires, no more TPMS light. That's not good. Started one time. Dead. Well, maybe I should have let it run. I don't know what happened. That is very disappointing. I know the battery wasn't that dead because obviously like you guys were there for the startup. It started right up like that. Nothing else has changed. Definitely nothing has changed in the back, so I just don't know. Audis, especially Audis with 2 ECUs that don't like to agree with each other. I'd hook the Autel up, but I don't have any scanners here. Super weird. Maybe a battery pull? I'll try doing a battery pull and see what happens. Well, I thought it might be battery voltage related, just in case, because the gauge is reading a little below 12. Obviously, we saw the voltage before on the battery tester. I think the gauge is more of a, I mean, obviously it does work, but it's more of a dummy gauge. Grab another battery, no change. So we did not win. Now I can go put this battery back in the in Josh's Healy, and I think we're calling it a night on this because there's really nothing else to try. I also did a battery pull for 10-15 minutes. No change there either. So we're definitely, I don't think we're solving it tonight. Well, we can't win on the R8 tonight, so let's win on the Chevy. As you can see, that headlight works. This low beam does not, so we're going to just go ahead and swap both of them and throw in these Ico H1155. I know people are gonna say I should run like Silverstar Ultras or something like that, but Silverstar Ultras last about 170 hours, and normal halogen bulbs last about double that, 300 hours. So let's put the normal bulbs in. First, they cost less and they last a lot longer. The trade-off is a little less light output, just a little bit. And of course, I quickly found the real problem. It's not a bad bulb. The wires are not connected to anything. So, time to do more troubleshooting. We're definitely gonna have to pull this light out and maybe do a little bit of soldering. It's a new connector. It's just replaced. Somebody did a bad job. Well, there's no rat's nest or anything like that in the truck, but this sure looks like it was all chewed on. Kind of interesting. As you would expect, this simple bulb swap has now turned into full-on electrical troubleshooting, because there's no power over at the headlamp side. So let's figure out what's going on here. Let's give this thing a ground. Sorry about the scan lines, but fuses 11 and 16 are the ones we need to troubleshoot. Let's see if we've got power there right now. Nothing. Okay, we'll hit unlock because that turns on the headlights. And we've got 11 volts. And ooh, no volts. Oh, nope, it's good. 11 volts. We're good at the fuses. Time to come back over to the headlight side and get the meter on that. In an unexpected turn of events, there is actually power down there on the wires, so I guess it's time to figure out what's going on with that socket itself. I know you guys aren't gonna believe this because it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but the bulb that was known good, the one I took out of that side and just replaced with a new bulb, just failed when I tried to ohm it out. And I went back to the old bulb and, hey, that's what we wanted all along. All right. Well, that was a lot of troubleshooting for nothing, just because the bulb that was working seconds ago, if I had a big trash can, I'd chuck it. But let's put a new bulb in there. Now the wiring harness is repaired, put the headlights back together, truck done. Always go home with a W. If one stupid thing breaks, just get another car and fix that. That way you succeeded for the day. Hey, headlights are back with brand new bulbs in the cheap Silverado. And since my F-250 still broke, I needed it because I'm driving it at night. Well, there you have it. Chevys, even when you're chasing your tail, can be fixed in a matter of minutes, about 30 minutes total. Audis, even when you've done everything and you're working with the only people that can work on them in the country, they still don't work. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thank you to Bespoke for sponsoring this video. Once again, link in description below. And don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com where you can get cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Oh, Audi. I thought today was it. I really thought today was the day. And I am super ready to sell it at this point. I just wanted to run. The battery has actually been unhooked for a while, so maybe I'll try again, but I don't think it's gonna get any better.